Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, my name is Marquise Hunt, a delegate and national officer of the NAACP. And I stand before you this evening 8 days after the citizens of the city of Portsmouth were made aware through breaking news of the unpredicted resignation of our police chief, Chief Tanya Chapman. In the 8 days where the citizens of Portsmouth have received no answer as to why this resignation was A, drafted, and B, accepted, we do know that this gesture that woke those that had not been awake for a while, or the few who pretend to be asleep, was voluntarily submitted. This we know not because of what we heard or what we thought was true, but because of what we know and what we have heard from the source. In the past few years, we have seen a system quite like the Trumpism form of government. And as we all know, that what happens at the top will eventually trickle down to the bottom, but it must stop here. We have seen leaders in all aspects targeted and stripped of their voices through policies that are voted on by some of you who do not occasionally have everyone's best interest at heart, but would do anything to ensure that we do not get away from the foundation that Portsmouth was built upon 161 years ago when slavery was still legal, and yet 161 years later, we have the legacy of public hangings through our elected officials who not only call out injustice, but work towards eradicating those same policies that have a lingering influence on how this city is ran. With that said, in 2016, Portsmouth chose, because there were many other options, but Portsmouth chose to hire the first black woman to lead a municipal police force in the Commonwealth of Virginia. I don't know about anyone else, but I do not believe that in a little over a 3-year time period that much has changed about the qualifications that got Chief Tanya Chapman the job in 2016. But what I can tell you is that since 2016, Chief Chapman has changed a lot about and redefined the Portsmouth Police Department and rid some of the individuals of their jobs who were not qualified to have them to begin with. We have seen the implementation of programs that have not been seen before, such as the Chief's Advisory Board, Reset and CEO Community Walks, the Young Adults Police Chiefs Commission, the Police Chiefs Forum, Coloring with the Cop, and several other community policing related programs. In the midst of all of the good that police chief has done, with the helping hand of many in the department, we have recognized that when she began to purge the department from its impaired tradition of things being done by those who were sworn to protect and serve the citizens and visitors of this city, she too became a target and a force to be reckoned with by those officers who got comfortable in an institution that had never been challenged before. And because I see my time is running up, Mr. Mayor, I will request more time at the end, if you may. There is no reason that in 2019, people across this country continue to deal with the unjustified killings of black and brown people, let alone deal with the institutional and systematic racism that is living in the same organization and target the men and women of color who took the same oath to protect and serve. And to the individuals who just so happen to be police officers and expert racists, shame on you. Because if you, as an officer, can call another officer a trunk monkey and feel as if you should be pardoned from any type of punishment, I can only imagine the attitude you have against those you come in contact with in our community. Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of council, can we challenge the forces of unconscious white privilege and implicit bias to come out of the closet and be held accountable? And with that being said, with the 57 seconds left, I yield my time.
Amen.
Our next speaker is Pam